I think it's safe to say this is the end of Porsha and Shamea's friendship. Like, once you bring up my mama, actually, you want to fight? You need that? What's up, y'all, and welcome back to This With The News. If you are a returning subscriber, thank you so much for watching my videos. If you are new here, please like, comment, and share this video and join the family. Thank you. Now, before we get into the video, if it looked like I just woke up, I did, okay? I am trying to do this on a wake up right before, you know, the house get too loud. This video is already late. My hair ain't done. I took out my braids yesterday, forgetting I had to film. It's a lot going on. But it was also a lot going on Real Housewives of Atlanta. So let's get into that. Don't forget, we are on the road to 1K subscribers. I am currently at 930 something. So let's get there, okay? Thank y'all so much for subscribing, tuning in to the channel, liking the post, commenting, giving me suggestions on what to watch, etc., etc. I fuck with y'all forever. So today we will be recapping Real Housewives of Atlanta season 17, episode 14. Friendships are ended. Friendships was mended last episode. It's getting nasty. This is like peak Real Housewives behavior, not gonna lie. This is, you know, the Real Housewives of Atlanta always be dropping some tea, and the tea was dropped. But then I was also not so shocked, maybe because they kept hinting that their parents already had beef. I felt like if we didn't know their parents had beef, it would have been more like, but I was just like, damn. Mamas was getting down back in the day. So the episode starts off with the ladies downstairs eating breakfast. Phaedra says that she, you know, did some boots on the ground research on the Tasty Black website, which is the corn site they was talking about last episode. And unfortunately, you can no longer watch corn in the UK. Phaedra says in her confessional that, of course, you have to do like she does, which is screen record the video and then watch it while she's over there. I know that's right. I mean, if that's what you gotta do, you gotta do that. I really don't, whatever. Once Angela comes downstairs, the ladies are ready to go. They don't go far. They go right outside their front door, and they have two instructors that's gonna teach them some traditional games in Scotland that sort of mimics like Olympic Games. It's 3 games. One is the caber toss, the hammer toss, and tug of war. Tug of war is a classic. Everybody knows tug of war. Actually, I'm having a family field day coming up, and that will be one of the games. The hammer toss looked fun too, I ain't gonna lie. That looked like if you need to get some aggression off, throw that hammer, okay? Heavy as fuck, but throw that hammer. The caber toss, didn't really care for, but let's get into it. So while the instructor is teaching them how to do the caber toss, Cynthia says, if we start at 45, can we just throw it from 45? And he say, no. Listen to the instructions. Oh, I know that's right, Mr. Scotland. Okay. Now, during the caber toss, it seemed like all the ladies know what they're doing except for K. Michelle and Angela. Angela got like 2 left feet. She's not no type of athleticism in her at all, not even a little bit. And K. Michelle just don't be giving a fuck, and she be drinking. Like, that's really what it be. She be drunk or maybe tipsy. Now, during the hammer toss, you know, all the ladies look like they do pretty much the same, but Porsha ended up throwing hers the further. So when it's time to play tug of war, K. Michelle sits out. She says she does not have time to fall on her overconstructed ass. What? Because she do not know how healthcare is in the UK. And also she is drinking. Put the cup down, boo. Put it down. It is morning time. Put the fucking cup down. Okay. Now they break it into 2 teams, Team Sturdy and Team Mighty. On Team Sturdy, we have Porsha, Pinky, Drew, and Angela. On Team Mighty, we have Cynthia, Phaedra, Kelly, and Shamea. Now, I'm not gonna lie, low-key, first starting off, both teams was doing what they were supposed to do, pulling. It was looking real stiff. And then Kelly and Phaedra fall. I think Kelly was in the front, and then Phaedra, I think, was behind her. They fall first, and then they make the rest of their team fall. And, you know, Team Sturdy takes the win. Now, when Team Sturdy is pulling, they are literally dragging Kelly little ass, okay? Feet in the air, dragging her little ass. Scandalous as fuck. Everybody is feeling like real bad, like, damn, we didn't mean to drag her. We didn't mean to drag her. And then you got Angela in her confessional talking about, I've been waiting to drag Kelly since the beginning of the trip. Sit this one out, boo. We still ain't off you, okay? Sit this one out. Sit this one out. You need to have a cool episode because you did way too fucking much. Now, when they go back inside, Phaedra has treats for them, which is haggis and hot toddies. Haggis is a traditional Scotland treat. I believe it's lamb brains. Couldn't do it. Fuck no.
What the fuck?
No shade. But I could not. I don't think I could. It looks delicious though. Like how they set it up. It looked like a little chocolate ball. But they even have vegan ones. I don't know. Just pass me the hot toddy, okay? Now they go and sit down. Porsha eat hers and she starts to gag. And then left it on the napkin on the table in front of everybody. That was disgusting, girl. What the fuck? Where's your manners? Lunch ends up being ready shortly after. They go sit down. Porsha asks Kelly, how is she feeling today? She said it's been a little hard, but she is feeling great. Of course, y'all remember last episode, they had their little kumbaya moment. And Drew, speaking of that kumbaya moment, Drew says last night was very liberating, and she kind of, you know, talks about what happened. And I think it was Pinky who said last night, like question mark, like last night? What you mean last night? And Drew said, well, some of the ladies met up in Phaedra's room and had a moment, okay? Porsha then tells the ladies that it felt good to, you know, be on the same page or like apologize to Kelly because they both realized they was wrong and they both apologized. And, you know, Kelly seconds that and says she also agrees and she hopes it sets the precedent or the footing for everybody else during the trip. Too soon, boo. Don't talk too soon. You just put that bad juju in the air. You put the bad juju in the air because it's not happening. And Shamea's confessional, she said it's weird that, or crazy, she's either said crazy or weird that Porsha is able to, baby, all these peas, okay? All these damn peas. Phaedra is able to forgive and move forward with everybody else, but not her. But she do remember this happening with them last year, and she honestly don't trust it. So the group parts ways for the next hour, and Shamea goes upstairs in her room to FaceTime her mom. Now during the call, she just starts to get emotional. She tells her mom that she is having a great morning, but last night was kind of hard. She talks about the whole Angela thing, saying that she slept with her neighbor, even though she talked to the neighbor's wife, and the wife was saying that Angela was lying. She also say after that, they tried to put the whole, oh, you're talking about Angela's daughter, or you bringing my daughter into stuff, whatever, that shit up. And she like, basically she's feeling attacked. Like I said last recap, your daughter is a grown-ass woman. Yes. It may have been a little out of pocket to even say that little comment. Like, oh, you're nicer than your mom, but she is a grown-ass woman. She has been on confessionals on this show. She's not no little-ass kid. I can see if she said it to a little-ass kid. This girl is a grown-ass woman who's married, have her own life. And I said, you're nicer than your mom. So fucking what? That moment right there, let's be real. That moment right there was Angela fucked up with that whole rumor shit, and that can't stick. So now let me use what's next in line that could be offensive to everybody hearing me and make you look a certain way. I don't give a fuck what nobody say. They are trying to make Shamea look like the big bad wolf. Okay, and speaking of that, downstairs, Pinky and K. Michelle are having a talk, and Pinky like, what's going on with your Shamea? Because I noticed that y'all energy is still off even after y'all talking. And K. Michelle basically said, yeah, I'm not gonna lie, it don't feel the same between us. It just doesn't feel right. K. Michelle feels as though since she said what she said to Shamea and brought up how she felt, Shamea has went cold and distant because of that. Back upstairs, Shamea is telling her mom that even K. Michelle kind of threw her off because she told her about she addressed how she felt, but she did it in front of the group. I don't think Shamea is mad that she did it. She said how she felt, but I think she's mad that she brought it to the group, and I can understand that. She should be able to voice her opinion on how she feels towards you because that's your friend, and your friend should be able to voice that whether it's around a group or whatever. It don't matter, okay? Back downstairs, K. Michelle was telling Pinky that after, you know, cameras stopped rolling and they was on their way back to the house in the car, Shamea looked towards Kelly and says, you're the only person I got here. You're the only person that has my back. And K. Michelle felt a way about that, which I would too. Because bitch, what you mean? Just because I tell you I don't like that you keep bringing me up, saying that your friends don't want you to be friends with me, it's hurting my feelings. Now it's Kelly the only person that got your back? Bitch, please. Bitch, please. Now, I'm very fair in how I feel. I feel like right is right, wrong is wrong, and I'm not finna sugarcoat shit for nobody. I do feel like the girls are ganging up on Shamea, but Shamea, this situation with you and K. Michelle, and you feeling a way about her set and letting you know how she felt is not okay. Because for me, that looks like you want friends who agree with everything that you say, and that's just not what it's gonna ever be. Okay? Never. I would never be friends with a motherfucker who I feel like I can't tell you how I feel. What? Ain't no friendship in that. That ain't no friendship for me. So Shamea, get it together before you lose all your friends. Now, Pinky is saying that she feel like, as though Shamea feel like she's being attacked from every angle. And she's getting it from everybody, which I agree. I agree. And she kind of just wants Shamea to heal and get whatever she's feeling off of her chest. K. Michelle calls her a monster. She says she feel like everything she's going through has turned her into a monster. I think that is a big word for Elmo. First off, that's a big word. Words means things. Words mean things. And the fact that you are calling her a monster for what? I don't think she did anything to get that jacket put on her. Like, a monster is crazy. Like, you know, next level. Maybe she just couldn't think of a word fast enough, but because it took her a while to think of that. She was like, monster. Wrong word, bitch. Shamea tells her mom that she wants to move on with everybody, but it's hard because, you know, everybody's blaming her for everything. I get it. I completely get it. Now, Pinky is on a phone call with her assistant, I believe, and she is also crying and getting emotional because she said that, you know, every day is something. I always got to spend money. I always doing this. I'm always doing that. I'm always doing this. I'm always doing that. She says that $20,000 has been taken out of her account in 24 hours. I don't want to sound like that type of girl or that type of person, but you're a multi-millionaire. Your husband is also a multi-millionaire. And you crying about $20,000?
Shut up, girl.
Bitch. Pinky. Are you cool? I ain't gonna lie to y'all. Angela was literally me. Angela said in her confessional, Pinky's whole identity is her money, her finances. She said money come and money go. It does. So the fact that she said she's crying over money, literally. $20,000 at that, and you're a multi-millionaire. Your family has money. You and your husband are successful in your businesses, and you're crying about $20,000. I'm sorry. To me, I don't feel bad for you. At this point, it's only K. Michelle and Angela. But once she start, you know, the more ladies start coming downstairs, she said, oh, I'm just crying over rich people problems. What the she threw me so fucking off in this scene because it's like, girl, are you fucking serious? Kids are dying, okay? Literally, kids are dying. Families, that's $20,000. Families ain't even making $40,000, some people. And you crying about $20,000? When you a whole month, girl, shut the fuck up in here. Shut the. Pinky is going through amateur reality TV show personality problems. But Pinky, we tired of hearing about your fucking money, okay? We know you got money. We know you got money, boo. We know you going bankrupt personally on some personal shit. We want to see the family because she then talks about in her confessional how the fact that her success has almost made her lose her marriage, okay? She says she don't spend enough time with her kids because, you know, she's always working. And then with her husband, she comes home and she can't be intimate with him because she's so stressed out. Now, girl, what the? I guess she ain't that stressed out because word on the curb is that she's the one who's pregnant and is going to reveal that at the reunion. But I don't know. We'll see. But for me, it's just like, girl, talk about something else. We need some substance coming from you because we know you got money. Okay, cool. What else? Now, one thing she did say that I can't agree with, she says, when I take a break from work and I'm out for vacation, it's like everybody still call me to fix the problems. What am I paying y'all for? I can 100% agree with that, bitch. If I allocate the position to you and you're getting paid for that position as well, why the fuck are you calling me? Figure it out. Figure it the fuck out, okay? Out of the office, literally. She said she's just gonna quit and become a brand ambassador for Go Naked Hair. And Porsha say, you know what, I'm down with that. Everybody can come get that. You know what, Porsha is passing out brand ambassador positions to everybody, okay? She is passing them out like Oprah was passing out them cars. Now, all the ladies leave out. They set up like a party bus thing for them. It looks really cute in the inside. You know, all the colors and shit, the lights and all that stuff. The ladies are in very good spirits, okay? The energy is great. Everybody except Cynthia comes on the party bus. They said Cynthia had to go to the pharmacy. Cheekbones, what you going to the pharmacy for, bud? Now, Kelly is on the bus in this McDonald's looking fit. I don't know. I know Moschino did like a collab with McDonald's or the logo years ago. I don't know if that's what it is. I really don't know. I don't know. It was like plaid all over it. In Angela's confessional, she said that Kelly needs to clock out, okay? She said, basically saying like, she is in African wear because she is up Shamea's ass, basically. It's time to clock out. You're on break, clock out. That was funny. I ain't gonna lie, that was a cute little one too. I like that from you. Now they're asking Kelly where she got this fit. She said, my man, my man, my man. And they, you know, Porsha, we want to see on a dude. What's his name, where he from, how you know him, da 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 da. And she said, well, I met him through Shamea. Shamea is the one who hooked us up. Shamea like, yeah, I hooked him up with her at the Hawks game. And somebody make a face. I think it was Drew that made a face. I peeped that face. Everybody probably didn't, but I did. And Kelly is saying in her confessional, like, you know, she needs to be pumped back up. And this man pumped her back up. He made her feel good through all her woes. That's cool, whatever. She was like, yeah, you know, he also paid for my $70,000 new smile. And everybody like, oh. In Phaedra's confessional, she says, nah, I ain't gonna lie. The girls need to learn some things, because if I'm going through financial problems and a man spends $70,000 on my teeth, instead of giving me some white strips and putting 69,000 some in my pocket, we losing the recipes. We are. I said this in my last recap. If I'm financially struggling and I'm going through financial problems, I could give a fuck about $70,000 teeth. I can give a flying fuck, actually. Put that in my pockets. Matter of fact, put more. Okay? What the fuck? Like, the ladies are vain. The ladies are vain. And Kelly always give no shade. She's trying to keep up. She's trying to keep up. So Drew was telling the girls that she had to have the hysterectomy, and after she had her hysterectomy, her pelvic floor dropped. And Phaedra is like, yeah, actually, to bring it up, you have to have sex, okay? And Shamea says, well, how do you know your pelvic floor dropped? That was the question I was thinking. How the fuck do you know? She was like, oh, you will know. Sometimes it even falls out. Falls out? Where did it fall out from? What the fuck are you talking about, actually? Drew then says, yeah, I actually have to go to physical therapy, and my physical therapist be fingering me. What? She be doing what now? You said what now? What? You are billing them people for sticking their finger up your cooch? For 5 minutes at that? That's too much. Okay. So Porsha takes the ladies where she said is the Balenciaga of Scotland, or like the high fashion where the royal family gets their fits from. Basically, it's like a plaid kilt making place, and he says it takes 12 to 16 hours to make a kilt. That's a long ass time. And they like needle thread. It's 1,000 needle threads, baby. What? That's a lot, okay? That's a whole lot of time. So Porsha tells the girls that they are having a formal birthday party for Phaedra, and that she is going to buy everybody shawls for the dinner. Everybody is happy, juice. Ooh, Kelly, because she is back in good graces with Porsha, is eating it up. Like, oh, can I get more? Oh, it's on you. Do we have a budget? And Porsha says, yes, you have a budget, absolutely. Shamea then says, put your card down on the, she's like, just put your card down, and then we'll bring it up to the thing, and then, you know, I'll cash app you. And I don't think Porsha heard her, because she said, well, she used to do that to me. That's what she said to Kelly. That was a little fun shade, but I can see why a lot of people in the uproar on social media about that comment, because it's like Shamea is picking and picking again. Shamea is definitely hurt by the downfall or demise of her and Porsha's friendship. That is a true thing. I think I low-key think Shamea might be her more than Porsha is. No shade. So after the kilt store, they go to have dinner. The restaurant they having a dinner at looks really nice. Like, it's like modern. It looks fun. They have fun drinks, fun cocktails. It just looked like a vibe. Now, even the waitress came up. She was bubbly personality, really friendly. And, you know, the vibes are high. Okay, I'm trying to set the stage. The vibes are very high because shit about to get nasty. But the vibes were high. Even Kelly and Shamea even Kelly and Porsha are sitting right next to each other, literally right next to each other. And Kelly says, are you looking for a girlfriend? You need another girlfriend? Now, hold the fuck on. Hold on 1 minute, Miss Kelly. You literally told this girl a couple episodes ago that she had chili cheese Frito fried. Can I? I don't know, we'll block it out. You told her that her coochie was tossed up and tossed out. But now you asking if she want a girlfriend? You said you would never eat her chili cheese Frito fried coochie. But now you asking if she want another girlfriend? Okay. Okay. You just couldn't get in that party. So that's why you was hating from outside of the club. I get it now. I get it. I don't like that. I do not like that. It's giving you was just waiting to be her friend. You really was upset that you was outside of the club and you really wanted to get in. This emotion party, you cannot get in. And you use the vulnerable moments to do that. You are doing it the reality TV star way though. So I'm not mad at it. I'm not mad at it. Word on the curb is though, they back funkin'. So it's like that shit didn't last that long. Well, you lose them how you get them, right? Right. Angela asked Drew how her music is going. She said music is going good. Pinky says if you need a background singer, I'm here for you, girl. But you got too much shit to worry about. First off, worry about that. Now, Drew says that she did sit down with Dennis, and Dennis brought up some things about Porsha. She said he was really in his feelings. He was just like venting, and you know, I asked him like, do you want to get back with her? And he said, oh, she don't want me. She moved on already. Now, I said this last recap too, and I don't know who the person was that came in my comments and was saying, you know, I don't think that's the case, because I think they said Porsha or Drew. Porsha or Dennis made a comment already on social media saying that that wasn't the case. But baby, I know how to read between the lines. I could tell when some shit ain't over between people. Okay? I could tell it's some shit still mingling, whether it's from her side or his side. Somebody want to be with one another. Okay? And honestly, I think it's Dennis, because you're not finna be worried about whether she's dealing with this person or that person. And Porsha said it that night. She said, well, because the girls asked her like, how does he feel about her dating or whatever, something like that. And she says, well, he wasn't really tripping off Mike. You know, Mike is like, he's just like, oh, I don't know who that man is, whatever, cool. She said he started tripping once Sway came in, you feel me? And that's when everything got a little muddy in the waters. And everybody was like, do you think it's because Sway is a girl? And she says, yes, I do. So we know Dennis want Porsha. Like, let's be fucking for real. He just don't know how to get his shit together. And that's why he lost her. But in Porsha's confessional, she says, I don't bother him. I don't know who he called his work. And she did the air quotes, his work. She says, you know, we have a great co-parenting thing, working out. You know, we both are very respectful as far as not bringing people around their daughter. And that at the end of the day, she felt like he should trust her, that she will not bring somebody around their daughter who shouldn't be around them. Her, you know, who is not good for their family. And I agree. So this is where shit starts to get a little messy, okay? Shamea says, well, I have a question. Gerald told me that Dennis told him that you did not want Pilar to come to our house anymore. And Porsha says, yes. The things that I have said to you and the things that you have said to me, I would never let my daughter be around that. I don't want my daughter to be around people who don't have my best interests at heart, who don't like me. So no. Porsha says the only person that I would feel comfortable letting my daughter be around them after the things that we have said to each other is my sister. Shamea counters that with, but you called me your sister at your dinner. You said that I was like Lauren. And like talking about me would be like you talking about your sister. They did show a clip and Porsha did say that. However, Shamea, be fucking for real. Be fucking for real. I get it. Trust me, I get it. We know you will not do nothing to that little girl. I don't think Shamea will ever harm her, Porsha's daughter. However, realistically, not reality TV show shit. If I'm into it with a bitch, best friend, my kid ain't going over your motherfucking house. Like, fuck is you good? Like, my kid is not stepping foot in your door, okay? Absolutely not. If our kids are out at the same party, yes, they can hang out there. Our kids having to be in the same vicinity when we together, yes, it's cool with them being cool. I'm not mad at them being friends. But going to your house, absolutely not. Girl, you don't like me. Your husband don't like me. My kid ain't about to be around there in that energy. And also, y'all know kids soak up things. They're like a sponge. They soak shit up, okay? Not also do they soak shit up, they be talking too fucking much. So Pilar could probably go over there and be talking about shit that is, you know, not intentionally, but, you know, shit comes out. And then she also can hear things that the family be saying. It's just, it's messy. It make a messy situation even messier. So no, Shamea, no. Now, Shamea says she's hurt by that because she like, oh, I didn't think our shit would get into they stuff. Like our daughters being friends. Girl, why not? If they want to be friends, they can choose that later on in life. you know? So Shamea says that Porsha was lying a lot last year and never wanted her to be a part of the friend group. She said Porsha told her privately that Shamea has singing, dancing, acting, the things with the Hawks. And this is her thing, and this is her friend group, and she don't want her to be a main cast, but she will bring her on as a friend of course, Porsha denies it. I think that's a lie. I'm not gonna lie. I think Porsha did tell her that, because Porsha is the queen of the show at first. At first it was Nene. Y'all know this was Nene's shit. Nene is no longer on the show, may never ever get back on the show. Now it's Porsha's show. No shade. So I could definitely see Porsha saying, listen, this is my shit. Shamea, it has star energy. Last year, Shamea's first year, the viewers did like her the first couple episodes. It got a little shaky at the end, but in the beginning, Shamea, everybody was eating Shamea up. Like they was loving it. So I can understand why Porsha like, hold on, you gonna come in and try to steal the show. But also as a friend, that's some shady shit too. I ain't gonna lie, that's some shady shit. To not want your best friend on the show with you because she might steal your star quality. Is a little nasty. Even though I don't believe that Shamea was still her star quality, I think Porsha and Shamea fans would have been separate because they are not the same. Like, you know, they are not the same. They don't bring the same shit to the table. The people who like Porsha for Porsha, and that wouldn't take away from, you know, people liking Shamea for whatever they like her for. So shit is messy. So Shamea says, you said that our friendship would not be affected by our parents' friendship, basically. Their parents knew each other way before Shamea and Porsha was ever friends, and clearly they're not friends no more. Neither the daughters or the moms are friends anymore. But she said, but you went on your Instagram and basically blamed my mom and said she was doing egregious things and said that she stole or bought your mom's daycare. But you didn't speak on the fact that your mom did something to my mom first. In her confessional, she said she didn't speak on it last year because she thought that Porsha and her could mend their friendship. She thought that it was still something there, friendship-wise. But lately, she has seen that it ain't. And now the gloves are off. And now she said, let's get in the field. Let's do what to do. What the fuck is up? Let's put it all out on the floor. And clearly, honestly, I think Shamea is at her wit's end. She is at a breaking point. Her back is against the wall. Nobody on the cast really fuck with her. She honestly only really got Kelly. The shit with K. Michelle is still up in the air. Pinky is her friend too, but Pinky plays both sides. Not even play both sides, but Pinky is cool with both sides. You feel me? But Kelly is like the only person she really has like a confidant. So I think Shamea is at this point where she like, all right, let's put all, everybody want to blame shit on me. Let me be the villain for real. Let me really show y'all what a villain is. Let me really tell y'all what the fuck has been going on. Because we have been hearing about the parents, the moms beefing for so long. They haven't told us why, whatever. And honestly, if you put some shit, I'm surprised that Shamea didn't drop that shit when, what's her name? Porsha made the comment on Instagram, because she could have did it then. And of course, you know, she's playing the reality TV game. So she did it on a reality television show. So I get why she held on to it. But it's like, don't talk about my mama first. Because matter of fact, anybody talk about my mama, we throwing hands. Why the fuck are you speaking to my mom? I don't care how old I am, bitch. Don't talk about my mama. Like, so Shamea says, so you knew enough about my mom to know that she bought your mom's daycare, but you didn't know that your mom tried to sleep with my dad. The whole table gasp. I'm talking like the whole table gas. K. Michelle talking about, no, Shamea, no. Porsha then calls Shamea and her mom low down dirty snakes. Shamea returns that insult. Y'all, it's getting real nasty. Shamea says she has kept the information to her chest and didn't want to bring it up for so long because she didn't want to embarrass anybody. And Porsha say, embarrass who? Embarrass me? I'm not gonna be embarrassed. If anything, if that actually happened, that would have been on my mama to figure out and talk about. But that's not the truth either. She says, and honestly, I already knew about it. She said, I held it close to my chest because I went back to my mom and asked her. My mom said she didn't do it. And she said it is appalling that she would even say that because your mom actually slept with your dad's brother. Okay, first off, the insult is crazy, okay, about the mamas. I am surprised it didn't come to throwing hands. Literally, on this show, they have thrown hands, but much less. I'm surprised that it didn't come to that. I'm not saying I wanted to see that, but the restraint that they both held off, especially when they only like this far apart, they're literally right across from each other, it says a lot. And I think it shows that they do have a little something, a little love there. I ain't gonna take it too far, and I know you're gonna be like, what? Not after doing all that. But honestly, I feel like if it was anybody else, they probably would have came to blows. Or maybe not. not. Maybe they've grown. Maybe they've grown. Who knows? But honestly, for me, I couldn't sit across from somebody talking about my mama like that. Whether it's true, whether it's not, nah, absolutely the fuck. Now, Shamea says, what? Like, girl, you are a goddamn lie. You are a goddamn lie. Then she gonna ask you, what uncle? What uncle is crazy, okay? Porsha, Phaedra says in her confessional, now, I don't know if I would have asked what uncle. Because if somebody said that my mom slept with one of my uncles, I would have just been like, no, that's absolutely not true. But asking what uncle is like, but I get it. I don't think it's, I don't know, baby. I don't know what's true, honestly. I don't know if the mom slept with the mom or tried to sleep with the dad, or if Shamea's mom slept with the brother. It's a whole lot of allegations. And honestly, I think the only way we can solve all this shit is if the mamas come to the reunion. I hope the mamas are at the reunion, okay? That's all I'm asking for. Shamea says that even Porsha's glam team said that Porsha said, you know, we're no longer friends anymore. Everything is on the table. You feel me? I put anything out there, basically. Porsha says that's a lie too. At this point, everything can be a lie. Everything cannot be a fucking lie, be for real. And like I said, I believe Shamea because she literally has no reason to lie at this point. Nobody likes her anyway. This will only make her look worse. Like, I don't know. I don't know. Now, Kelly is trying to de-escalate the situation. She is helping Shamea grab her things so they can walk out. They get to like the hallway area and Shamea starts to cry. She's like, man, I tried to have her back for so fucking long. I'm tired of this shit. She's like, I done nothing but be a great friend to her. I'm through with it or whatever. They walk out to the van. They get in the van. Kelly is consoling her. And she's like, I know, you have. And she's crying still. Back in the restaurant, Porsha is telling the girls, like, basically, Shamea is evil. And I look in her eyes, it's the same eyes I seen in my ex-husband. Let's not do that. I think that is very manipulative. Trying to compare her to your ex-husband is crazy. It's crazy because I feel like to say some shit like that, you are basically saying you have no part in the demise of your friendship. That's what I feel like saying. She reminds you of your ex-husband and she has all this evil and hate in your heart, and the girls are eating it up. They're like, Like, I feel like that even further solidified that these girls just don't want Shamea on this show for whatever reason. Because once again, if you saying she's like your ex-husband, that's you excusing anything that you have or that any part you play in the demise of your friendship. And Porsha is not fucking innocent. Let's be fucking for real. She's not. They both played a part in the end of this friendship. They both did, and that's what it is. And at the end of the day, they are not coming back from this. They are no longer friends. And honestly, I'm not mad at that. I'm not mad at that. I don't give a fuck if they ever be friends again. No shade. If it might sound harsh, it might not. I don't care, okay? It's been taken way too far. There's no reason for them to be friends. Honestly, there's no reason. But that's pretty much the end of the episode. Let me know what y'all think about that whole conversation in the comments below. Like, comment, share the video. We are on the road to 1K subscribers. And I'll see you guys. Oh, if y'all made it to the end of this video, please drop the purple heart below. And I'll see you guys next time. Bye, y'all.